Alright guys, welcome again to my channel. I got here a 5R110 5R110W and I got this unit because supposedly it's been built, but the pump failed, so I got a new pump for it. And basically they just wanted me to change the pump, but then the guy said, well, you know, just go ahead and tear it all the way down and recheck everything, make sure that everything is good. So as you see, I mean, we got fresh assembly lube on this thing. So supposedly it lasted 3 days, and then the rotor shattered, you know, in pieces, and he damaged the hub on the converter. So I got a new replacement pump to put on this thing, but we are also going to just recheck, make sure that everything's okay, make sure that nothing got damaged. 5R110, it has a remanufactured tag on over here. I'm not sure from where it's been scratched off, but it's a blue tag, probably from Ford, I'm not sure. We have an input speed sensor. This is a dual sensor. It's two sensors in one. It reads the planet and it reads the drum. So we're going to look at that, you know, on the parts, so you can see how this thing works. We have the output speed sensor. They're both Hall effect sensors. This could be a two-wheel drive, or it could be a four-wheel drive. On a two-wheel drive, you just adapt the yoke, and it has an adapter that looks like a 4x4 adapter, but I mean, you can slip a yoke here and you can make it a two-wheel drive, so that's no big deal there. All right, so like always, remove everything from the external, which is we're going to remove the two speed sensors. This is output speed sensor. You can see here, output speed sensor. You have 3 pins in there. It's a Hall effect sensor. They're both Hall effect sensors, and on this one you see 4 wires, which is power and ground, and then the 2 signals. So it uses 1 power, 1 ground for both sensors, and then you have 2 signals, you know, for that dual sensor. You're going to see some similarities from this unit to a 4R100. My battery going weak? No. I think my impact is just wore out. I got a few of these. Anyways, I think I'm going to use the air impact wrench for this. So we're going to remove the extension housing first. And this extension housing comes out with the output shaft. As you can see here, we use a castle nut to remove that. It has a new seal, so we're not going to bother with that. We're not going to take that off for now. Well, not for now, but on this unit, because like I said, it's been freshly rebuilt, and this just comes off like that. So here we have our output shaft. The forward drum brights, there's a bushing for the forward drum for this, and sometimes it gets wore out. You know, it's a diesel, so you may see some things going on. This is the parking gear to case washer. Goes right here. It's plastic. This right here, it's what lubricates the rear, and it has to be like on the 4R100. So on this one, it doesn't really matter, but you have to have it here. Plug in this hole. There's nothing here, as you can see. I mean, it's a dummy plug right there, so it doesn't lubricate the rear bearing. I mean, the rear bearing just gets lubricated just by splashing. Let's put that to the side. We're gonna be careful with this gasket. I mean, it's only 3 days old, but I mean, we'll probably replace that gasket. Let's see what else. Let's go ahead and take our pump bolts off. 10 millimeter. more than likely we're not going to find much wrong with this unit. But we're going to recheck it anyways. We're going to do a test. We have fluid on the transmission, so we're going to do a test through the line pressure port to check our manual valve. I mean, we're just going to apply some air in it. We're going to go through the gears and see how much fluid comes out of that valve, because if it's an aluminum manual valve, they are prone to wear and they give you problems. I mean, you will have like a shutter taken off, delayed forward engagement. On reverse, probably not a lot of issues when the manual valve is worn, because in reverse you boost pressure, you know, because you got two elements applied at the same time for reverse. But it is a common issue, and there are some aftermarket and direct dealer replacement manual valves for this thing. So it lasted 3 days, and then the rotor shattered. As you can see, the pan is fairly clean. We do have a little bit of material, but that's probably from, I mean, you can barely see it, and it's a little rough. It's probably from the pump gears, pump rotor that shattered. This is our filter. We're going to reuse this filter. It's a 3-day-old filter. At least that's the information I got. It lasted 3 days, and then the pump blew up. There's a couple of reasons that would happen, and one of them would be, well, this one has a new manual valve in it, so you can see it's probably a Sonex valve. But let's go ahead and do the test anyways. I need to look for my little sealer and 7/16 socket, and I hope we don't get a lot of fluid splashed on our face here. Usually that test, you do it when you have the transmission on the vehicle, you know, when you're diagnosing a problem like that. So we're going to apply a little bit of air and see how much air or fluid comes out of that. And there's no fluid coming out. Usually you would see some air squirting out of here, or not air, but fluid. I'm on it pretty good. I guess that test passed. Now I need to reinstall our line pressure port bolt or plug. Keep that on there. We don't want to forget that. We do forget to put it back on, you're going to have fluid all over your floor. And that's the pressure port, so it's going to be squirting out like a fire hose. We're going to remove all of our 10mm bolts. This is our transmission or digital transmission range sensor. It's a 3-volt sensor. I mean a 3-pin sensor. 5 volts goes in and ground. And on the signal, it's a frequency signal. And as you can see that our manual valve, it only has 3 positions. See, like right there, it's all the way protruded. We go 1 down, it doesn't move. 3 down, and it stayed in the same position. Another position there, and then another position there, and then another position there. So that's 4 positions on the manual valve with all those gear selectors. But the range sensor, it changes frequency whenever you go from gear to gear. We're probably not going to test that. I mean, well, we probably will. I'll put my power probe, the hook, I can output 5 volts on it and put our meter on it on the single wire and see what it looks like. All of our 8mm bolts. And the guy told me that he has 2 solenoids new, the line pressure solenoid and solenoid D. This is new, and this is the line pressure solenoid, and it does not look new to me. I would suggest replacing it. You can see the difference. You know, this is white connector, and this at one point were white connectors as well, but with time and age, they get yellowish like this. So I'm going to suggest that we replace the EPC. The EPC solenoid or pressure control solenoid A, you replace it all the time because this have a tendency for getting stuck in high line pressure. It damages your case from the rear, and I mean, you're going to have a lot of broken parts. And this should come straight up. And this is our manual valve. It's already been updated, and it looks like it is a Sonex manual valve. So we did the test. He passed the test, so we're good there. There's a big filter here. I'll probably get a paper, rubber, rings, and seals, you know, or overhaul set for this. I mean, it just depends on what's it going to look like. I'm going to put this on the other bench. I don't want no solvent on that. And that is actually not a valve body, as you saw. That's a solenoid body. There are no valves in the valve body. It's all electronically controlled by those pressure control solenoids. We have a 13mm, and then we have a Torx Plus 50 with an orifice in it. The earlier models had a 13mm bolt, and they have a little orifice, little plate with like 5 legs on it, and it would go on top of the bolt. But on the overhaul kit, you have this Torx Plus 50 with an orifice in it. We're gonna go ahead and take those off. Let me get my TP Torx Plus 50. It's right here. All right, let's see. So this is our TP50, and as you see inside, there's an orifice, maybe. All right, there you go. You can see through. It's got a little orifice cup plug in there. All right, now let's get our 13mm bolt. And we'll get that off. Now we're gonna use 2 extension housing bolts to pull our pump out. Go ahead and flip it over this way. There's 2 positions where there's threads on it, here and here. And we can just use a seal puller and pull it out. There we go. Sometimes when you have a defective filter or a crack on a filter, I mean, this is a brand new filter, you get cavitation in the pump, and that's one probable cause. I think we have high line pressure here. Look at this. It's a three-day-old gasket. It's blown. It's blown. So we probably have an issue here. Oh, and another thing that I noticed that I forgot to mention to you guys, this thing was leaking out of the vent. Let me flip it over that way. There's a little puddle of fluid right here. That's our vent. Sometimes when you have high line pressure like that, it would leak out of the vent. And I see that the vent hole is partially covered here. Let's take a closer look at this gasket. Right here. Here's our vent hole. Okay, but just make sure that it's not covering any orifices or any holes. And we're good. There's a procedure where you can reposition the vent. Well, the vent is right here. This is the vent right here on this side. It was partially plugging this hole, but on the new gasket, we'll make sure that that hole is clear. And it does have a Transgo shift kit in it. It looks like. I see here that it has a pressure relief valve, little check ball here for the to protect it from high line pressure, parts breakage protection. Let's go ahead and take this thing. The new piston. So the new pump is not going to come with the Transgo parts in it. So we're going to have to transfer our Transgo parts from this pump to the new pump. Oh yeah. I mean, you can see how hot it got. That you can see the aluminum melted a little bit. Probably the center gear is going to be stuck to the plate, to the pump wear plate. This is not going to come off. There we go. The pump wear plate. And the rotor. Rotor shattered. Like I said, there's a couple of reasons why this would happen. One of them would be a pump cavitation through the filter, and another one would be an installer issue where the torque converter was not in all the way, and it was actually on top of the pump gears. The slots, the bushing is loose too, or it was missing one of the 2 dowel pins on the engine block. So that's 3 probable causes that would cause that. Dowel pins missing, misinstallation, the torque converter not in all the way, and pump cavitation through the filter. I mean, that's another reason that would or could happen. So we're just gonna put this out of the way for now. We're gonna need to send that back. It's a critical core, so input shaft, coast clutch drum, overdrive brake frictions, they're brand new. Now this drum here looks similar to the 4R100, but instead of having the sprag here, it has it here, mechanical diode. So it's very similar. This is a 5-speed unit. 4R100s are 4-speed. So we can see some new clutches. This unit does not take a bushing on the sun gear on this drum. The 4R100s, they do take a bushing there. Just so you guys will know, remember that I mentioned the input speed sensor? This one here. You reach the planet. You reach the hub, and you reach the planet. So you have a dual sensor that would work like this, or like that. One reading, it's a Hall effect sensor, one reading the little holes and the other one reading the slots. It's a dual sensor. So you one power, one ground, and then two signals for that. All right, let's remove this snap ring here, and we remove the other snap ring. This is a tapered snap ring. The flat side goes towards the center support there, and the tapered goes towards the outside, towards you. All right. Now we can get some pliers, or I can just flip it over and everything should come out. But that's usually how I do it. Let me get some vice grips. I just flip it up and everything comes out. But since I'm making this video for you guys, I need you to see if it comes out. Let's see, for you guys to see that this is how this assembly. But I don't think it's not gonna give. There we go, little bit. I do have another pair. Let's see. Where you at? Huh. There you are. Just hold that thought for a minute. Let's see here. All right. There we go. I usually just stand it up and boom, everything comes out. When you do production, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. All right. Bushings are a little wore. White bushings. These are Babbitt bushings. The problem with Babbitt bushings is that they do wear easily. Now we have our intermediate frictions and our direct and forward drum. And as you can see here, this does not have a sprag there like on the 5R110s. Let's go ahead and three intermediate, brand new. Updated bushing for our direct drum. As you can see, it takes two bushings, but this is actually an updated bushing for this drum. And there is an issue with this with the original factory bushings. Sometimes they don't center correctly, and you have a leak, and you have a problem with reverse, and you have a problem with fourth gear. This being a 5-speed, this would be fourth and reverse, and then you have the low reverse for it. Brand new frictions and steels. That looks like a brand new piston as well. All right. So knowing that this was going to be a clean unit on the disassembly, I had to have my bench squeaky clean. Because after this, I may just reinstall everything back together. Forward clutch. I think I may need to replace that bushing that I was talking to you about on the forward clutch drum. So I may get a bushing kit for this thing and install the remaining bushings of the unit. Forward planet assembly. This is a forward ring gear, and we see that our bushing is also a little bit worn. All right. You can see right away that the 5R110, the planets are a little different than the 4R100. They are a little beefier. The parts are a little bit more stronger. You can see the sun shield as well. It's totally different. 2 sun shield bushings, and actually those look in pretty good shape. Now, the rear sprag, when you have high line pressure, it likes to get locked up and breaks. That's a high failure rate because of high line pressure. That's why all of my 5R110 units take at least a pressure control solenoid and a transgo shift kit. It's kind of tricky getting this thing out. The sprag, sometimes it just slides out, sometimes it gets cocked sideways. So, slowly and carefully. It already got caught sideways. There we go. Come on now. Attaboy. This is a mechanical dial, just like the one that's on the overdrive or coast clutch drum. And instead of having the sprag assembly on a hub in the rear like the 4R100, the 5R110 have this mechanical diode instead that holds the planet. And on the 4R100, it also holds the planet, but you have the reverse clutch hub that has the sprag on it. This is an updated snap ring that comes with the transgo shift kit. The original snap ring is kind of waved and it's very thin and very flimsy. When you have a bad EPC solenoid, you have high line pressure, it can go in excess of 600 pounds. When you put it in reverse, it pops this snap ring, it breaks this, and sometimes it breaks the case because not only does it pop the snap ring out, but the lugs on the case, it'll break them forward. So you will have holes on the side, you know, when that happens. And the cases are not that cheap, so you have to you know, take all the necessary precautions, you know, when you're doing one of these units. And they're fairly simple, like you see now. I mean, we got this thing just completely already disassembled, and there's not much to it. We have a bearing down there, and then we have the low reverse piston bearing and the low reverse piston down there. So that's basically it. This is just our regular teardown. I don't see any issues besides installing the rest of the bushings on this unit. Make sure that the dowel pins, it only lasted 3 days, so we got to make sure that the dowel pins are there. Make sure that our torque converter is in all the way, and EPC solenoid needs to be replaced. It's supposed to have been replaced already, a new one, but I mean, it's to me it doesn't look new. The shift solenoid D looks new. Okay, so let's do some unboxing over here. Let me move this over there a little bit. Clean this area just a little bit. So we see that we have an updated valve. That's a good thing. So we have an updated valve, and we have the updated bushing on that direct drum over there. And of course, a complete overhaul kit that this guy installed. So basically inside the transmission, inside the barrel of the case, all these parts are assembled correctly. I don't see no issues. But I mean, that happened. All right. Let's see here. Huh. Okay. It's a remanufactured pump, so this is it. So we got to put that pump inside this box, but now not before we collect all of our TransGo items and transfer them to this new pump. I'm not sure about this, but it was probably dropped when they were working on it. I can see. I mean, as long as it's not affecting the area where my piston works, everything should be good. As you can see, it doesn't come with the piston, and it doesn't come with the return spring. These right here. Let me get this out of the way. As you can see, it has a new wear plate. I'm looking at these right here. The stator has been machined. There's a brand new bushing there and a brand new bushing in the front. It looks like a new stator actually. Stator support. It's bolted with 3 bolts on it. And this one, it is a remanufactured. See the color of the pressure regulator valve? So this pump has been reamed and a Sonex valve installed. We're not going to be able to use once it is oversized, we're not going to be able to use the TransGo piece to fit here. The new TransGo shift kits, they do come with both the oversized and the stock bushing here that has a spring with a check ball. So we're probably gonna get that shift kit, you know, and install that. Now in here, let's see, I got something in there. Okay, it's assembly lube. Kind of threw me off a little bit. That right there, we got some assembly lube in there. I didn't know what that was, but now that I see that, okay. All right, so this concludes. That's a new pump wear plate. Actually, these gears are new. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, you would see wear here. It's our new. Got some new gears in it. New bushing. New seal. All right, guys. Well. Thank you for watching. This is part 1. Part 2 is going to be just a quick assembly or reassembly of this unit, transferring those parts from that pump to here to this ones. I need to get paper rubber rings and seals, which is going to have my pump gasket, extension housing gasket, and on the solenoid body we're going to split it open, and we're going to put that solenoid body filter on it. All right, well, my name is Hiram, and like and don't forget to subscribe. The more subscribers I get, I mean, the better it is for me. And just remember that these videos are free for you guys. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe.